Hi, everyone. Father Matt here with today's Gospel reflection for Thursday, March 19th, on the solemnity of St. Joseph, husband of our Blessed Virgin Mary and patron of the Universal Church. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jacob was the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary. Of her was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. Now this is how the birth of Jesus Christ came about. When his mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph, but before they lived together, she was found with child through the Holy Spirit. Joseph, her husband, since he was a righteous man, yet unwilling to expose her to shame, decided to divorce her quietly. Such was his intention when, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary, your wife, into your home, for it is through the Holy Spirit that this child has been conceived in her. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins." When Joseph awoke, he did as the angel of the Lord had commanded him, and took his wife into his home. The Gospel of the Lord. Well, as we reflect on the witness of St. Joseph as presented here in today's Gospel, I think there are two things that stand out. One is his silence, and the other is his strength. You know, with most figures, we reflect on them and remember them in light of what they said. And yet with Joseph, we reflect on him and give thanks for him most of all because of who he was and what he did. And his silence, in a particular way, is a model for us because it was not a kind of passive or distant or removed silence, but rather was one that was very intimate, one that was available to the voice and the will of God. Right? And so Joseph's silence invites us to reflect that same availability to the Lord. And similar to that, and flowing from that, we give thanks to God for Joseph's strength, right? Following the will of God, being nourished by his grace, St. Joseph was able to be a faithful and strong guardian of the Holy Family, right? He was dutiful and loving and steadfast in the midst of many obstacles. And all of that was made possible because of his obedience to and availability to the will of God. Right? I think that in our time today, in our present circumstances, with all of the noise and all of the craziness that's going on around us, the Lord invites each and every one of us to take some time in silence, to be open and to be available to his voice, to reflect on his will. And it's in that silence, in that encounter with the living God, that we find, as St. Joseph did, the strength that we need to respond faithfully and courageously to his call. So today we ask for the prayerful intercession of St. Joseph, that we might model him in silent attentiveness to God's will and in our strong and faithful response to what the Lord asks of us.